Before I start, I want you to do two things. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these stories. And if you've ever been in a situation like mine, share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear them. I remember the night clearly, though I wish I could erase it from memory. I had come home late from work, exhausted, expecting our usual quiet dinner. Instead, I walked into the faint smell of her perfume lingering in the air, lingering longer than it ever had before. That should have been my first warning. It started months earlier with little things I brushed off, my calls going unanswered for hours, excuses about meetings that never seemed to exist, a sudden obsession with her phone that I noticed only when she quickly pulled away when I entered the room. I told myself I was imagining things. After all, who wants to believe that the person you love could betray you? Then came the night I mocked her. It was a stupid argument over something trivial. What movie to watch? I laughed at her, lightly, in a way I thought was playful. But I went too far. I teased her about how dramatic she could be, about her little quirks, about how she made mountains out of molehills. She didn't laugh. She didn't even smile. That night, she went to the guest room instead of our bed. I assumed she was upset, and I apologized. But when I tried to join her later, she refused. At first, I told myself it was just a sulk, but then it became a pattern. Night after night, I found her in the guest room, door closed, phone in hand. I asked her if something was wrong. She said no. She said I was being paranoid. I started questioning myself. Was I overreacting? Was I imagining signs that weren't there? Then, one night, everything changed. I was grabbing a glass of water when I noticed a message pop up on her phone, a message she had thought I wouldn't see. It wasn't just flirtatious. It was intimate. My heart stopped. The words were casual, yet they carried a weight that made my stomach turn. I wanted to confront her immediately, to scream, to break something, but I couldn't. My body refused to move. I watched, numb, as my world crumbled. For days, I tried to convince myself it was a mistake, that I was misreading things. But the more I looked, the more I found. Hidden accounts, deleted messages, little lies about friends or late nights that didn't add up. Each discovery chipped away at my trust, until there was almost nothing left. I felt like a ghost in my own home. Everything we had built, every memory, every laugh, every late-night conversation, felt tainted. The confrontation was inevitable. I remember standing in the kitchen, holding the evidence I had collected, and watching her face pale. She tried to explain, tried to apologize, but her words sounded hollow. She said she didn't mean for it to hurt me, that it just happened. I don't know what I expected. Maybe tears, maybe begging, maybe remorse. But all I felt was emptiness. I told her I needed space. I told her I couldn't sleep in the same bed as someone I no longer trusted. She looked shocked, and for a moment, I almost felt guilty. But then I remembered every lie, every hidden message, every night I had spent alone while she pretended everything was fine. I realized this wasn't about punishment. It was about survival, about reclaiming a part of myself that I had lost. Sleeping in separate rooms became permanent. The bed we had once shared, the one we had chosen together, now felt like a monument to betrayal. I don't remember the last time I saw her in our bedroom. Sometimes I catch myself glancing at it, hoping to feel something, and all I feel is the cold weight of memory. The aftermath is complicated. I still think about her sometimes. Not with longing, but with the kind of sorrow that comes from loving someone who doesn't love you the same way. I relive the moments that now sting. Her laugh when I wasn't looking, her hand in mine during a movie, the quiet mornings we spent in bed that now feel like lies. I mourn not just a relationship, but the person I thought I knew. Yet, I've found strength in the silence she left behind. I've learned to sleep alone and find comfort in my own presence. I've learned that love doesn't have to mean suffering, and trust, once broken, doesn't always heal. I've reclaimed the space in my life that her betrayal tried to occupy. If there's a lesson in my story, it's this. Never ignore the small warnings, and never stay in a place where your heart feels unsafe. Love can be beautiful, but it can also be devastating. And sometimes the hardest act of love is walking away from someone who can't be trusted. So, Before you scroll away, hit that subscribe button if you want more stories like mine. And if you've ever been to Betrayal or have a story of heartbreak, share in the comments. I read every single one, and sometimes your story reminds me I'm not alone in this. Because in the end, surviving betrayal isn't about revenge or punishment. It's about reclaiming yourself one quiet night at a time.